Alright, what's up? How's my audio going? It is better to do it this way because then I can kind of just have condensed, streams where they're not reactive panels. Um, I'm just gonna wait till a couple people came in for a little bit, but yeah, I do have some points to make. You know, and I'm a little bit more prepared for it, so it might be a good time to do a daily check-in. I'm actually right where I am when I edit, so what's kind of going on just fell on my lap, kind of. I'm not sure we have only, I don't know if people got the notification yet. Yeah, I don't see any comments. Oh, actually, it's probably too early for. I think when I probably should go live is probably should probably be like 6 p.m. Come to think of it, because yeah, actually now people are, because I'm on the East Coast. It's probably 3 p.m. here, but it's probably like 12 or on the West Coast. But yeah, but let's get into a couple things. Let's get into a couple things. I'll just get into it on my end. Um, so I would say this. I have about out of the 50 catches that I'm pretty much solely responsible for. I my understanding is most of them went to conviction at a very minimum, most of them. And as far as catches like I've been on, which other catchers would be accredited that did count as a catch, I would say if I'm using kind of the other metrics, that number is closer to over 100. But this is kind of a point to make um about what I can and absolutely will make up in quantity. And I'm not even going to say his name. Well, actually, maybe I should. I'm not saying CPP or anything, but Tommy and his organization, maybe we should think of another name because I don't even like using like a name or whatever. He cannot make up in terms of reputation and his relationship with the police. Very simple ways to answer this. You can just do a Google search. Let's actually do a Google search. It's hard to find typing in just, that organization. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just using Google to make a point here. It's a very simple Google search. I guess he posts convictions on his website, but it's some kind of weird. CBS News, case dismissed against Colorado man charged with 140 counts. Oh wow, case got dismissed. Draws criticism, this and that. But I can't even find his website. His website isn't even the top 10 that comes up. It's not even there. He does have a website though, and we're gonna get into that. So let's go to the website. You won't find it by just typing in Colorado Pet Patrol. I will say you'll find it if you type in Colorado Pet Patrol website, but people look for websites to type in the actual organization. They expect that to be the first thing that comes up. But here's the thing. Here's how I'm going to go about this as far as counting. Self-convicted, can't count that. I mean, obviously, nothing wrong with that happening, but can't really count that. But I'm not gonna if we're not gonna count other teams, like very rarely, like definitely not the majority of my catches have been decoyed by other people. We can't count other so anything where it says anything else other than just CPP thing, we're not counting that. We're gonna go by the good old fashioned Ryan metric. So which is probably gonna cut this number. Well, actually, I've already added this up, so I know what that number is gonna be. So we can't really count that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. Can't count your other team. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So I guess it's just 27. Okay. 27. Says 27 convictions. How many catches does this guy have? 560 plus. Okay. Now, we're going to actually share a calculator, okay? We're going to share the calculator. And this is just based on CBP's own word. I'm literally saying it on the website. I'm just a messenger. Can I share a calculator? That would be cool if I could. Yes. Okay. Doing some simple math. 28 what is what it said? Not 208. 28 divided by 560. That's a 5% conviction rate. That's a 5% conviction rate. I would probably pour gasoline on me in Minecraft and light a match in Minecraft. If I caught, if I exposed 500 semi damn near pedophiles, predators, and only 5% got legal percussions, even though it's almost kind of worse because, like, at least that, yeah, they'll beat up the predator and it'll kind of hurt the case, yada yada. But he's not even beating them up. Like, what are they even getting as a punishment other than benefiting Tommy's clout? 5%. And I'm going by what the website at the time is saying how much catches he had at the time. So that's 560, right? And yeah, applying the Ryan metric. 28 convictions. 5%. What's chat saying? I haven't been checking it. And another thing is, another thing just mentioned is he said something about like coming in drunk on a chat or whatever. Like I guess as if there was like nothing to it or whatever. I'm not gonna have a problem with someone, like having a drink or whatever. But it's kind of a bad idea when you really buzzing is to go online and then not handling public relations well. And I went by a lot of spelling errors and everything by that. So it wasn't even just, you know, that he was just coming in, be like, oh, you must have had weight claws. No, no. So yeah, I would just say again, you know, um, it wasn't a smooth street. It was not a smooth street for me. Um, although it will, uh, I'm very optimistic of what I'm doing and where I'm heading and what's gonna come out. I think it's a better idea now, as I learned, is like because there is a lot of lives out there where if you like, here's the thing: if you had a channel, if you want to start a channel someday, and I like analyzed all of your words for the past like I don't know 3 to 5 years, and you could have just be new to it, you just be talking about things or whatever, just kind of how you would talk to anyone. Be like, yeah, this would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. You can splice them all together and make it look like you're not living up to what you say you're doing. I could do that to you. I could do that to anyone. I could do that to any catcher. I could do that to any, uh, you know, person that has a channel. I could do that to anyone. I could definitely do that to Tommy. I think again, it's kind of it would make a lot of sense actually. Didn't he say he was gonna have? I live under a rock. I don't know anything about any celebrity or whatever. It's like this weight rapper. Help me out. Um, he said this like rapper is gonna like endorse him or something, and like a bunch of other crazy things. Uh, he said a lot of shit, like deliberately that he did not live up with, including a legal matter. Okay, including a legal matter. So let's go by how you're really judged in this world and go by Wikipedia. Some of it I agree with, some of it I don't. Like this part of it is like as far as like it's kind of one thing to say like I mean there's no time you'll find where I said hey look I need a certain amount of money to make a website so please donate to me or I need certain money to make this happen so please support me or whatever. He told his own followers, and I'll say based on bad information, I think you know like what actually probably happened was it's kind of like weird he uses like the whole like you should never speak on something that you only have half the story about. He does that all the time, and I think he did that in this situation because he originally tried to start it as a non-profit, and he thought that that was just enough to make it a 501c3 where it'd be more tax deductible. But because it's just a non-profit, you can't solicit donations in a tax deductible way. So he half-assed his information, but for financial gain too. Now you could go even further, and you could say it was intentional. I don't even think that. I think maybe his people has some bad intentions, and whatever it is. But that's a big one. That kind of living up to shit has legal implications. I guess it's saying Phillips had received $55,000, and many of his supporters believed about those donations were tax deductible. So, regardless of the intention, you can't really deny that you put out bad information for financial gain, even if it was a mistake. Just like how maybe if you think you're working on something, you're not even going to get it done, but you can't even say that was for financial gain. And the second part, I don't agree with, catchers and criticism by law enforcement because it's dangerous. Yeah, it's all dangerous. And the other thing, that's personal. That's kind of whatever. I don't even know what to say about that. I just feel like it's not right to speak on that. But I think one of his lawsuits also is catching the wrong guy and then getting sued. Let me tell you what happens. That explains 5% conviction rates. That explains 5% conviction rates. I'm definitely going to get a Wikipedia page. Because when you do make an accusation, like, here's the thing. I love a world where, you could kind of just, like, if you think someone's a predator for such reason, you can kind of publicly state it. But it's like, if you catch the wrong guy, though, you catch the wrong guy because you're not 100% sure of who it is. If that's not getting the full story or the full scope in the situation and making a mistake that has legal implications, that's way worse than clipping when you're talking about certain ideas and it not falling through, when there's no asking of financial gain at all. There's no legal implications it causes. And frankly, even if we're going to talk about the website stuff, I'm going to only just say generally what I'm working on. And I don't plan to go into like a website direction in a while if I do, because I want to just kind of focus on growing on the platforms that I'm on. And I'll figure out a way to kind of, get a lot of those like core convictions out there, which usually I just go live and talk about. But yeah, shit, I don't know. There's kind of just like a lot of other things about it. Yeah, and also another thing I think he said was, like, what the problem with Ryan is? He doesn't own his mistakes, and he doesn't say, be a man, be like, I was wrong, bro. I was wrong. No, because the difference between me and you is, even all the things I've actually done, I still stand by. So I need an argument that I'm even wrong to apologize if I ever needed to. But Tommy situation is, he's not in control of his own judgment, and probably, like, drinks and comes on panels or whatever, is he'll say things that he actually regrets. When I say shit, it can be as sharp as it is, I won't regret it. Said like something about like I think he compared like the PP Mass situation, whatever, which honestly at this point I just wish him well, whatever. But he brought that up. But here's like my points of what I said was, he wasn't turning in evidence, he didn't show up for court, and I did explain kind of there was a falling out. That was about it. Explain, you have to make the argument about how that's wrong or not true. Make the argument and then see where I go. But Tommy just made up out of nowhere that he did meth. And I'll say every true thing, I've said every true thing, good or bad, about PB Mass, but I never said he did meth because I never saw any meth. So there's a difference between the things that I say and the judgment I have versus the things that you say and the judgment that you have. So yeah, yeah, it's kind of really all I can think of to say. But I was in the right place to go live. I'm editing anyway right now. And generally, I guess the only thing I'll probably say is the one thing I'm really gonna do is generally say what I'm working on, not exactly what I'm working on or when things will come out. Um, but what I'm working on and maybe how I feel about where it's going. And I would say both of that checks out right now. Um, you know, rather than saying too much so it can be clipped for someone to use. Lesson learned. Now, we're not even doing a website for a while, if not at all. I want to actually just grow on the platforms that I'm on, and maybe have like a more dedicated one to Chord updates. I'm just not sure what that'll be. Yeah, I think I'll just slide into some other platforms. But yeah, like as far as a website, nah. People think the website. I kind of thought they would just be like a normal rolling out of a website, but it's like when it first comes out, and then people complain about like that it's a WordPress website, and you know they say you can't code in on a WordPress website, which also isn't true. And then it's like I would just say this. Let's say I started like a Patreon or whatever, and it just turned into a high level of just like I don't know, it either doesn't do well or whatever it is. Like I would just not go with that platform at that point in time. You know? So yeah, I would just say I'm just gonna focus on growing on the platforms that I have, and then maybe someday, there could be a website. But in general, I'm just gonna say what I'm working on and where I think it's headed, rather than you know anything too specific. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of really all I can think of to say. But kind of just saying the facts. Yeah, and also another thing that's true is I did kind of troll a little bit, into I'm not even gonna say this person's name at all because like I just don't want to give them clout. They're like really trying to get a lot of clout off me. Um, but Locks Man, uh, Lux Man kind of was doing some envy coverage on his panel uh last night. Um, it's kind of funny because like the same person that also kind of like makes videos about me also makes videos like bashing the people that he's supposed to be she's supposed to be defending, right? So I think she even played a couple of them too. But yeah, it's like the original topic was something about baby toys. I don't even know what it was about actually. I just didn't even get a clear view of that. But yeah, it's like that's not gonna get views. Talk about something else that's not gonna get much views. Like do a Ryan panel. It's gonna be like 50 to 100 views. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's because of necessarily me. I'm saying it's just because like Sabian left to her own devices is pretty boring. That's what I'm saying. And it's no denying that the last like what 3 or 4 panels were about me. Like let's even say the name of it. It's like let's just like see this like very quickly. The last live you can see I guess it says like holiday Grinchathon, but the first thing you see on the thumbnail is obviously me, because uh on the topic conversation, this last community post, we're sharing a video about me. Okay, let's go to the live though. I ain't even on a community post. Ryan from EnvyCap wouldn't do an exposure to protect e-friends. Ryan, really? Um, and Yeah, it's like each of those had, you know, a lot more views. What does a GoFundMe link for someone gets dropped? I'm not really sure what you mean. Yeah, but you're saying how am I using your name for clout? Well, it's like one of them's literally titled Ryan. So 3 times. Yo, and it's so weird that like I mean every other side kind of does this weird thing to me or whatever, where they say so I don't even know how to even describe it or whatever, but they say like something about like God, it's even hard to say just because like my mind is not, you know, as creepy as them. But it's like Sabi had a kid with the pred. Sabi had a kid with the pred. And you're with someone that thinks that 13-year-old girls or whatever should be ready. Instead, was friends with virtuous pedophiles. Facts. Yeah, Royal Envy Cat. Definitely. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I mean, look, I'll just kind of say this. I kind of do want to do this whole thing for a while, and I kind of see working as people as like maybe a bonus or whatever. But again, like just by even being there when I if I do a catch or being there when there's a premiere, in my mind, like you guys are part of MVCat. On a serious note, and yeah, I can't really think of anything more to say. But I'm just like all I'm doing in this live that I do, kind of in between like half an hour, nothing crazy, is just stay in facts. That's all I'm gonna do. MV Cat drives to the MV car, to the MV corner to buy some MV chips. Yeah. Well, actually, we'll get an MV chips thing going. Oh yeah, wait, the link. Oh, okay. I'll let like 10 minutes for the link. I guess I kind of was on a monologue. Wasn't really thinking about chat. Stated my case. I pinned the link. So yeah, if anyone does so choose want to come on this panel, and actually we'll even make it more interesting. Want to know what my new number is? At 774-249-1658. That's 774-249-1658. And you can call in that number. And that's actually my actual number. I don't give a fuck. I dox myself all the time. Hold on, let's get do not disturbs off. It should ring. Yeah, we have an updated number. We switch carriers. We now have Xfinity. That's 774-249-1658. What's up, Creep Spotlight? I actually do have a question for Creep Spotlight. Just out of curiosity, if you remember that Elmo catch you were in Connecticut with, I don't know. Who did the decoying mostly on that catch? You or Tommy? That's just a I don't know, just a curious question. You don't have to answer. It's just a question. You can plead the fifth. It's fine. But yeah, but we were also taking phone calls and links. And none of us. Wait, so I don't understand. Like, how would no one do the decoying? Like someone outside of. Oh, so it was WAP. So we can't count that. It doesn't even say WAP on the Elmo catch. Hold up. It doesn't even say WAP on the Elmo catch. Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. Oh, it does actually. Never mind. I stand corrected. Yeah, and I mean the convictions are from 2021. It's not like this is like the last couple of convictions or whatever. The website starts from 2021 up until now. Like, it's perfectly sequenced where there had to be some like digging into like how much convictions do we have, how much can we post, and well, I guess 28 out of 560. That's a 5% conviction rate. Um, and again, like once you caught them and it's too late, you can't go back in time and do the right thing to get that conviction. Like once you lost that conviction, you've lost that conviction. Unless you catch them again, you know. But yeah, what I can make up in quantity, he can't make up with the 5% conviction rate and an abysmal reputation where all you actually see is bad coverage before you even get to his website. But if you even get to his website, you see the fact that even with everyone even doing all the work, really, and he is just the catcher guy, um, that just gets all the money. Also, he shit. What was my point? I did way too much of an intro on that, and I forgot my point. Oh yeah, he still has a 5% conviction rate. I think that was about it. No, so I would say, like, just listing it. There was a catch I did in Hartford, Connecticut, where I did the decoying. Pretty much, PP Mass just filmed it. I count that. That's one. Um, the guy who is in Marlboro, who walks around, still, he got convicted, but they just didn't put him in jail. He was a level 3-6 offender named Johnny. Uh, there's a another one that was caught twice, and I would say yeah, with all the Marlboro catches, that adds up to like at least 5 to 10. There's there's that guy that I caught at that hotel when I left when I had police involvement. Um, I kind of would need to add it up, obviously, but I would say that number, like as it's added up, adds up to at least most of the 50 catches that I've been on, that I've done on my own. Um, and that which is a comparable number to how many catches, how many convictions that he actually has, even though he's done over 560 catches. But yeah, no problem getting into that. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, I can. I guess I'll just chill and wait if people want to either come, call in or talk. Someone text me MVCat for life. I don't know if that was a spoof number, so I'm not gonna call it whatever. Yeah, if you guys text or call, that is like my actual number. We could give giveaways. I don't know. Not sure what people want though. CMS Cruise is in Dux Detox. Do you get a lot of spam calls? Yeah, I've been calling like they want to get like insurance on my phones now. I didn't even know they had extended warranties for phones. The hell? What is this shit? Get some solar panel calls. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I've made my case. I think I only saw that it looked like someone was like trying to come up or maybe someone was trying to say something, but no one's got anything to say. I'm kind of already done with what I have to say, you know? And probably end it there. And in the stream on oh. Hello?
Ryan,
Who's this?
I just want to say keep up the hard work.
All right.
You're doing great.
All right. This is Vic.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to call up and say you're doing a great job.
All right. Appreciate that feedback at MCAP headquarters.
All righty. We'll talk later.
All right. Definitely. Bye. Let's see. Brian Labs when he ends the stream. So yeah, that'll be actually the new call-in number. We're gonna actually do a lot of things like old MVCap style. Definitely. It's 774-249-1658. That's 774-249-1658. But yeah, we are ending the program and wishing all you guys a good holiday and good day. And we'll be back tomorrow. Alien and God's Angels.